RBI control the supply of money in the economy by its control over the interest rate. With the help of interest rate, Reserve Bank of India maintain the stability in the price. And automatically economic growth is also achieved with the help of monetary policies or main aim of monetary policies. What is monetary policy? Monetary policies who can control the money supply. When we increase the money in the country, supply of money in the supply of money in the country, when we decrease the supply of money in the country, and it is through the different technique of monetary policies we can control the money supply in the economy. And automatically with this help, with the monetary policies we can maintain the price stabilities, and automatically when the price is stable we can achieve higher economic growth. Main of monetary policies is to stabilize exchange rate. Exchange rate, for this purpose RBI, to stabilize the exchange rate, closely monitor closely monitor the development in the financial market at home and or foreign countries. Automatically, when necessity will be rise, it interact in the marketing by selling or purchasing the foreign currencies. So automatically, when they purchase or sell the foreign currency, exchange rate will automatically stabilized or stable in the country. Second aim of monetary policies is to maintain healthy balance of payment. Healthy balance of payment. What is balance of payment? Balance of payment through which we can control the money supplies. I mean, when it consists of export and imports of goods. Balance of payment basically consists of import and export of goods. Services, capital may be a fixed capital or it may be a current capital. When we systematically records all economic transactions, when we systematically record all the economic transactions between the resident of country and result of that in a given period, that is known as, for a particular period we can say that it is a balance of payment. I mean, it is a systematic record of all the economic transactions between the resident of a countries and automatically it is outside the country, and through which we can attain the financial stability and we can maintain the healthy balance of payment. Next is financial stabilities. How we can attain the financial stability? It is with the help of method of credit control. There are different types of method through which we can control the credit. Credit means loan facility, how we can increase the money in the country, how we can decrease the money in the country. And it is only possible with the different techniques of credit control, which we discuss in the next slide. Next is control inflations. Automatically, with the help of RBI, we can control the inflations in India. What is inflation? Inflations mean automatically when the purchasing power of money will be decreased. Automatically when the purchasing power of money will be decreased, automatically there is an increase in the price of goods or services in the country. So in this case, RBI can come to control the inflations. How RBI can control the inflations? When the RBI sell the securities in the money market, which automatically when the RBI sell the securities in the money market, automatically excess funds from the market can come to the RBI, and there's amount, when the amount come to the RBI and automatically money supply will be decreased in the market, or when the cash is decreased in the market, automatically we don't purchase the goods, demands automatically goes down, or when the demand goes down, so automatically we can control the inflations. So these parts of monetary policies are, we can say that it is an open market operation through which we can control the inflations, because the RBI in the open market sales and purchase the securities. Automatically when they want the price will be increased, they automatically purchase the security from the market. When they purchase the security from the market, supply of money will be increased. When the supply of money will be increased, automatically demand of the good will be increase. Or when demand will be increased, automatically prices of goods will be rise. So automatically inflation rate is higher. But RBI can check the inflations by selling the securities in the open market. Next is strengthen banking system. RBI overall strength the banking system because he can check the different types of reserve ratios, statutory liquidity ratios. He can overall monitor the monetary policies. He can issue the currency. He overall issue the banking license to operation of different banks. So overall, all the banking system will be strengthened by with the help of RBI. So first, how RBI can control or how RBI can smooth the Indian banking system, and it is through the monetary authority because all the monetary authorities are under the control of RBI. Next is monetary authorities have different methods through which we can check the money supply. First is bank rate. Bank rate mean rate at which RBI discount bills of commercial bank. The rate where RBI discount the bill of commercial bank. What is discounted bill? Discounted bill mean when the RBI can discount the bill, they provide finance to the commercial bank at that rate the which the RBI give loan to the commercial bank. At present, bank rate is 4.25%. Next is cash reserve ratio. These are the qualitative measures. These are the qualitative methods through which we can control the money supply. For example, when bank RBI increase the bank rate, automatically bank rate will be increases. When the bank rate will be increases, all the person can deposit the money in the bank. Or when the money is deposited in the bank, automatically money in the market will be reduced. When the money supply in the market will be reduced, automatically we can control the money supply, and on the basis of which we can check the inflations. Next is cash reserve ratios. Every commercial banks have deposit some amount of cash with the RBI, that is known as a cash reserve ratio. It is compulsory. It is already cash reserve is described at in the previous. It is a 5%. No, it is a 3%. That every commercial bank should deposit some minimum reserve with the RBI, and with the help of cash reserve, how we can control the money policies. Because bank when the RBI want to increase the money supply, he want that money is supplied in the market, and that amount is invested in the different project. Automatically RBI can reduce the cash reserve ratio. Automatically when the RBI reduce the cash reserve ratio, so each commercial bank should maintain less amount with the RBI. They have enough cash, that cash can be used by the RBI for investing purpose, for loan purpose. And when that money is given to the different customers in the form of loan, they invest that amount in the different types of investment activities. Automatically money supply in the market will be increased. But when the RBI want to decrease the money supply, they can increase the cash reserve ratio. Or when the RBI increase the cash reserve ratio, so automatically commercial bank have less cash. Or when the commercial bank have less cash available with them, so then less amount will be used for the investment purpose, less amount is available for the loan purpose. Automatically when the less amount is available for the loan purpose, automatically money supply in the country will be decreased. Therefore, with the help of cash reserve ratio, we can control the credit, because these are different techniques how we can control the credit and how we can maintain the monetary policies. Next is statutory liquidity ratio. Statutory liquidity ratios mean every bank has two keep some amount of cash, for example, some liquid asset, that is gold, cash, or some government approved securities should be kept with himself. ठीक है, keep portion of total deposit which the RBI have to keep with RBI, commercial bank, RBI, in the form of liquid assets, that is gold, cash, or approved government security, that is known as the statutory liquidity ratios. At present, 18% SLR ratios will be there. Next is repo rate. Cash reserve is that every commercial bank has to keep with RBI, but statutory liquidity ratio mean every reserve, some amount of gold, cash, or approved securities are kept by the bank himself, so that in case of any emergency, that reserve will be used for that emergency times. That type of statutory ratios is known as a statutory liquidity rate, yeah, statutory liquidity ratio. At present, 18% statutory liquidity ratios will be there. And with the help of statutory liquidity ratios, we also can control the credit. How we can control the credit? When RBI automatically, when every commercial bank, if the RBI increase the SLR ratio, for example, at present SL ratio is 18%. So every bank has to kept minimum 18% reserve with himself, and less amount is available for lending purposes. Automatically, when less amount is available for the lending purpose, then less amount is available in the market. When the less amount is available in the market, automatically credit is controlled. So it is automatically we can control the monetary supply by increasing or by decreasing the statutory liquidity ratios. Next is repo rate. Repo rate means rate at which commercial bank borrow money from the RBI. At present, repo rate is 4%. No, if repo rate is increased, so automatically if the repo rate is increased by the RBI, commercial bank don't want to take loan for the RBI at such a high interest rate. Automatically, when they don't take the loan from the RBI, they have less money available, and that less money is also used for the investment purpose, and less amount is used for the investments activities. So automatically money will be in decrease in the market. Automatically, when repo rate is decreased, when the repo rate is decreased, loan amount will be rate. When the repo rate is decreased, automatically commercial bank can take more and more amount, they can borrow more and more money for the RBI. When they take more and more money from the RBI, automatically more money generated with the commercial bank. And when more money is given to the commercial bank or is within the commercial bank, automatically they use that money for loan purpose, they give that money for the lending purposes. Automatically, when the bank give the amount for lending purpose, for the investment purpose, that money is come in the market, and automatically money supply will be increased. And it is only possible with the help of by increasing and decreasing the repo rate. At present, 4% repo rate are set by the RBI. Next is reverse repo rate. Reverse repo rate means rate at which RBI borrow money from the commercial bank. At present, reverse repo rate is 3.35. The rate at which RBI borrow money. When the RBI increase this rate, automatically commercial bank can easily give the amount to the RBI at a high amount. So automatically RBI commercial bank money will be goes in the hands of RBI. All the amount will be goes in the hands of RBI. So automatically money supply will be reduced in the market. Or when these rate will be increased, when the RBI increase the rate, automatically commercial bank does not take the loan. But when RBI decrease the loan rate, automatically commercial bank take more and more loan from the RBI, or that amount they give loan to the customers, and customer can use that amount for different type of investment activities. Automatically money supply in the country will be increased. And these are the different qualitative measures of credit control through which we can check the control of a credit. Next is issue of currency. I have already told you that central bank or a RBI bank is a main bank, and it is a overall control of money supply, and he will control the banking system. Next is issuer of currency. Bank issue and exchange currency notes and coins and destroy the same when they are not fit for circulation. All of you know that central banks has a sole power, has a main power that he can issue the currency, he can exchange the currency notes and coins, and if their days are not suitable for circulation in the market, they can also destroy the same. Our main objective is to issue banknote and giving public adequate supply. Why they give adequate supply to the public? To maintain the currency and credit system of the country, to utilize in its best level, and ultimately they want to maintain the reserve amount will also be maintained by the bank, because if the reserve amount is not maintained by the bank, it will create a problem for the bank. That's why every bank has to keep some amount of cash reserve ratios or some amount of statutory liquidity ratios with the banks, with the RBI banks, or with itself. It is the sole authority in India. It is the sole authority in India to issue the currency. Or every note issued by RBI has its name imprinted on the top with signatures of a governor below the promissory clause. What is promissory clause? It is a promissory notes. Next is issuer of banking currency. RBI is a regulator of banking system because overall power of issuing the banking license is also vested with the RBI. Every bank has to obtain a banking license from a RBI to conduct the banking business in India. It is as per section 22 of the Banking Regulation Act, because when any new bank branch has to be started, for that they have to take the permission from the RBI. Since April 2014, RBI has granted 23 new banking license. Different groups in the private sector, different entities, different non-banking financial institutions are also eligible to set up a bank. But for that, they have to take the license from the RBI. For that, they have to prove a sound and successful track record of 10 years. Next is so every type of banks who want to set the new banking business, they have to take the license from the RBI. For that, they have to prove a soundful, successful track record of 10 years. It is RBI is also known as a bankers bank. Why it is known as a bankers banks? Because it provides loans to banks. It accepts deposits of different banks, and it also provides the rediscounting facilities, because RBI is a bank of all the banks. As a banker of banks, it overall smooth and swift the or clear or settlement the different types of banking transactions. It provides the efficient mean of transfer funds from all banks. It enables the bank to maintain the account with RBI for different type of SR ratios or different types of transactions. And it can regulate, or it can opening of new ATM and branches of bank. All the activities are regulated by the RBI. That's why it is known as a bankers bank, because it also provides the loan to the bankers, different types of commercial bank, whether it is a private bank, it is a rural bank, or it is a foreign bank, or it is a regional rural bank. It also accepts the deposit from the banks. It can rediscount the bills of bank. It is a lender of last resort, because it is a end option for every. When they don't take loan from anyone, they can take the loan from a RBI. The bank can borrow from RBI by keeping eligible security as a collateral. They have to kept their securities or other arrangement at the time of need, and automatically they can approach the RBI for financial help. Thus, we can say that at the end point, RBI can help the different commercial bank Thus, it is work as a lender of last resort for the bank and for the government as well. Bankers and uh, bankers and debt managers of government, because it keep deposit of the government as a deposit free of interest. It receives and make payment on the behalf of government. It, because it is known as a agent, because they can receive the different types of payment, they can make the payments. Therefore it is a relationship between the, we can say the relationship between and customer is that of a agent and a principal. Carrying out the government exchange transaction and other banking operations, helping both state and central government for taking new loans and manage the public debt. It also act as an advisor, because it can advise the government relating to all the monetary and banking function, because there's a different types of banking function. When we issue the securities, when we give the loan, what is the rate of interest, how we can control the money supply, how we can maintain the monetary stabilities. All the advice are given to the government by the RBI. That's why it is act as a advisor. It is a banker, or overall it manages the debt of the governments. That's why it is a banker and debt managers of the governments. Now next is controller of credit. I have already told you that RBI is a regulator of Indian banking system. It can control the monetary supply. It can control the money supply. It also known as a controller of credit, because credit control is a main weapon which is used by the RBI to control the demand and supply of money in the economy. First is open market operation. Open market operation mean when we purchase and sell the government security to the public and banks. Automatically, when we purchase and sales the securities or instrument of monetary policies which involve buying and selling of government security to the public and bank. Automatically, when the bank sells the security to the public, public can purchase the security. Automatically, money from the public goes to the bank. So automatically, in money from the public goes to the banks. In the market, money will be automatically reduced, and that money will be handed over to the government. In this way, market in the money supply will be reduced in the market. When the government buy the security, automatically when government sell the security, when government sell the securities, automatically public give that money to the government. Okay, when the government sell the securities, money will be hand over from the customer to the bank. Automatically money supply will be reduced. Or when the bank buy the securities, when the bank buy the security, automatically cash from the bank will be go to the customer. Automatically money supply will be increased. Next is credit limit. In this operation, RBI issues prior information or direction that loans to the commercial well will be given up to a certain limits. In this, commercial bank will be tied in advancing loan to the public. When the RBI with issues prior information or directions relating to the loan to the commercial bank, that these is these are some limit, and up to that limit we can provide the loan. So automatically when we fix the limit for advancing the loan to the public, so automatically RBI can control the money supply in the country, whether they want to increase the money supply or whether they want to decrease the money supply. Next is act as a clearance house. No, RBI is also act as a clearance house. It facilitates the exchange of instruments, processing of payment instructions at a central point with the help of different participating banks. It act as a settlement of banking transaction, because there's a different types of banking transaction. So RBI clear all the transaction. It act as a clearing agent. That's why it is a clearing house for the settlement of different transaction. It is a member bank of Asian Clearing Union, and RBI at present manage the 14 clearing houses of India. Different SBI and associate bank also look after the clearing house as a house function as a agent of RBI. Managers of a foreign exchange. I have already told you that RBI can control over all the money supply. He can control the foreign exchange. RBI is required to maintain value of the rupees. That's why it acts as a custodian of a forex foreign exchange transaction. On a given date, foreign exchange reflect the demand supply of the foreign exchange, or with the help of RBI financial market department we can overall manage the foreign exchange transactions, and all these transactions are come under the provision of Foreign Exchange Management Act 1999. At the end, we can say that RBI is a India central banks. It is a apex bank in the Indian banking system, and its commence operation on 1st April 1935 in accordance with the provision of RBI Act 1934. RBI Act is come on year 1934, and it is play important role in strengthening, developing and diversifying the country's economic and financial structures. After that, we have do the different types of role. Your RBI plays an important role in Indian banking system. It is with the help of monetary authority by issuing of currency. It issue banking license for the start of new banks. It is a bankers banks because it provides the loan to the different types of commercial bank. Lender of last resort because at the end the RBI will always available to provide the loans. It is a bankers and it is a debt manager of the government. It can control the credit. It act as a clearing house, and overall it is a manager of a foreign exchange transaction. Student, this is a video relating to the topics. Please watch it. It is only for 5 minutes. Please watch it. Just wait for a minute. Just wait a minute, beta. Okay, students, this is the end of your topic. If there is any problem, please freely ask me. Overall, we have done full-fledged topic of RBI, what are its different types of monetary systems, what are the different types of banks which are actually in their operating in their banking structures. Any problem to any students? Okay, students. Should I end the meeting?